The film opens with a stunning space panorama as the camera zooms in on a lonely red planet, Mars. Suddenly, a rocket launches from its surface, then another, and soon, a whole fleet of spacecrafts heads toward its neighboring planet, Earth. The action then shifts to a quiet forest on Earth in the middle of the night, where a trio of friends, 2 guys and a girl, are riding their bikes through the woods. They're following a GPS, tracing a location where a meteorite is rumored to have fallen. While searching for the space rock, one of the friends, Herbert, notices something strange in the bushes. Leaving his friends behind, he cautiously investigates, only to find nothing. Suddenly, his friends sneak up on him, giving him a scare. Laughing it off, the group resumes their search, but is soon interrupted by a video log from Herbert, where he talks about the possibility of a Martian invasion, much like the plot of an old Tim Burton film. When the GPS battery dies, the group decides to spend the night at Herbert's nearby place. However, as soon as they leave, a strange green glowing creature with tentacles, something that looks like a mix between Cthulhu and Dr. Zwaberg, appears out of nowhere. The next morning, as they eat, they hear news reports confirming that a meteorite has indeed fallen nearby. Excited, the amateur astronomers hop on their bikes and rush to the scene. When they arrive, they find a crowd of spectators surrounding a large, strangely shaped rock. Hannah suggests sneaking behind the crash site to avoid police interference, and surprisingly, the area isn't secured. The group approaches the meteorite up close, ignoring any concerns about radiation. While examining the mysterious object, Ogilvy touches it and burns his hand. The others quickly realize that this isn't just any rock, and their suspicion is confirmed when the object opens, revealing an octopus-shaped alien creature inside. Horrified, Hannah urges them to run, but Herbert remains mesmerized by the alien until it closes back up. As they try to leave, a police officer catches them and asks them to wait for their academic advisor, Dr. Stint, who soon arrives. Not at all surprised by the student's presence, he remarks that they always seem to be around whenever strange things fall from the sky. Herbert nervously expresses concern. He felt like the alien inside the meteorite wasn't exactly friendly. Suddenly, the device opens again, and something huge emerges. A towering alien machine with 3 long legs and tentacles steps out, and almost immediately, it unleashes a fire beam, incinerating people and sending the crowd into a panic. The students manage to hide and record everything as the alien walker marches by, oblivious to them. Terrified, the friends jump on their bikes and flee to town. Along the way, they spot another capsule falling from the sky, leaving a trail of black smoke behind it. Back home, they see fighter jets heading toward the aliens' landing site, while an emotional preacher on TV proclaims that these attacks are God's punishment for humanity's sins. Dr. Stint, now working with the military, announces that civilians shouldn't attempt contact with the aliens. Specially trained personnel will handle the situation. The students try to call their families but find that all connections are down. Herbert believes the invaders must be from Mars. Given the circumstances, they decide to stay inside and have tea in a very calm, British fashion. Hours later, Hannah spots someone lurking in their garden. It turns out to be a bloodied soldier named Ben, a British artilleryman, seeking shelter. Herbert lets him in, and Ben, shaken but alive, explains that the army has been completely wiped out. He only survived because he tripped and fell while the alien fired its energy beam. Over a few shots of whiskey, Ben regains his composure and warns the students to get out while they still can. Herbert wants to find his mother and suggests using regular walkie-talkies to communicate. Ben tries to reach his superiors, who also advise evacuation. Gathering food and supplies, the group, along with Ben, sets off on their bikes. In the distance, they spot fighter jets in action. They encounter a military patrol. The soldiers inform them that civilians are being evacuated and warn them not to search for family members on their own. Eventually, the group reaches an evacuation base crowded with survivors. During the registration process, it's revealed that Herbert's last name is Wells, ironically connecting him to the famous sci-fi author H.G. Wells, the man who once imagined such a Martian invasion. Ben uses his military connections to help the group get on a boat. As they board, a flock of birds flies over the forest, but moments later, a Martian tripod appears. Though the military manages to take it down, their celebration is short-lived. A whole fleet of new alien machines begins to descend. The humans flee the battlefield as the Martians obliterate tanks and helicopters with relentless firepower. Amidst the chaos, Hannah falls and loses consciousness. Her friends carry her to a safe spot in the woods, where she eventually wakes up after nightfall. The group quietly returns to their boat, rowing their way toward London. As they row toward London, the friends witness terrifying scenes. Burning cities glow on the horizon, revealing the true scale of the Martian invasion. Exhausted from their journey and the chaos they've endured, the group comes ashore, seeking shelter in the nearby woods. There, they come across a strange man, a priest they had seen earlier on the news. Now disheveled and raving, He preaches that the invasion is divine punishment, the end of days. His pessimistic sermons irritate the group, and Herbert tries to steer the conversation away from religion. Wanting to avoid more of the priest's fanatical rants, the students decide to leave, but the priest follows, still spouting his promises of salvation. Eventually, they reach an abandoned house, clearly vacated in a hurry. Inside, they find food and basic supplies. While dividing the provisions, tensions rise. Ogilvy insults the priest, who suddenly pulls a knife. In an attempt to disarm him, Herbert gets slashed across the throat. Thankfully, the wound isn't fatal. The deranged priest mumbles to himself, questioning what he should do next, then surprisingly lets Herbert go. Ogilvy suggests they leave immediately, but the priest insists they stay, declaring that their fate has yet to be decided. They sit silently at the dinner table as the priest lights a candle and offers Hannah some bread, patronizingly referring to her as the weaker sex and alluding to the need to repopulate the planet, a responsibility, he claims, that should not be left to inferior seed. As the wine flows, Herbert questions how the priest abandoned his Christian values so easily. In response, the priest declares that he now feels closer to God than ever before. Before going to bed, he ominously warns them not to wake him, or he'll carve a new commandment into them with his knife. That night, unable to sleep, Herbert quietly gets up to drink some water. Keeping an eye on the unstable priest, he cautiously moves toward him to retrieve the knife. Just as he's about to grab it, a strange sound outside distracts him. The students peer out the window. A Martian tripod passes by. As it moves on, tension fades for a moment, only to spike again when a black alien tentacle suddenly appears at the window. It snatches the priest, dragging him away. Then, the tentacle returns to search for the others. The students, trembling with fear, hide in silence. Unable to find them, the tentacle slithers away. The next morning, they receive a message from Ben over the radio. Sharing coordinates, the friends leave the house and head out, walking through deserted streets overtaken by strange red vegetation. Hannah theorizes that the aliens are terraforming Earth to suit their own needs. As they venture deeper into the forest, they discover Ben, alive and well, who has built a makeshift camp out of sticks and mud. Ben explains that the alien assault continues, with the military suffering one crushing defeat after another. He shares a grim plan. Survivors will be forced to live underground, much like the Morlocks from classic sci-fi or the survivors in Metro 2033. But Herbert refuses to accept this fate. He insists on fighting back, even though he couldn't even handle the priest without help. Still, his resolve inspires his friends. Ben contacts his fellow soldiers, who report that the situation across the country is hopeless. Determined to learn why the aliens are abducting people, Herbert convinces the others to join him on a dangerous mission. They sneak through the ruins of London, hiding behind buildings and monuments as towering Martian tripods patrol the streets, incinerating anything in their path. Eventually, the group reaches a landing site. Herbert and Hannah creep closer and witness a mothership being loaded with strange alien eggs, clearly part of a larger reproductive operation. Suddenly, the aliens capture Ogilvy. Ben, without hesitation, opens fire on the tripod in an attempt to rescue him. Enraged, the machine turns its deadly tentacle toward Ben. But as it grabs him, the brave soldier pulls out a grenade, yanking the pin. The resulting explosion destroys the tripod. The tentacle releases its grip, and Ogilvy falls to the ground. His friends rush in to retrieve him. Before they can mourn Ben's sacrifice, another tripod appears, firing relentlessly. The trio flees, hiding beneath a bridge. Hannah suggests they escape into the sewers. Underground, they argue over how long to stay hidden. Ogilvy doesn't want to rot in the dark, but Hannah quickly ends the debate. As they wait, they wonder just how much the world above will change before they emerge. By morning, an eerie silence has settled. Climbing out of the sewers, the students find no sign of tripods or alien activity. The once vibrant red grass is now shriveling. Nearby, they spot the lifeless body of a small alien, similar to the one from the meteorite. Cautious, they throw rocks at it before realizing it's truly dead. They approach a collapsed tripod and inspect the remains. Suddenly, Dr. Stint appears, accompanied by military personnel. She informs them that Earth's bacteria and viruses have killed the invaders. The Martians had no immunity to Earth's microbial life. A message arrives over the radio. Herbert's mother has been rescued and will soon be sent home. Relieved, the friends pile into a military vehicle and drive off. As they head towards safety, a voiceover explains that it wasn't firepower or force that defeated the aliens, it was nature itself. Earth's smallest organisms had destroyed the invaders and their unborn offspring. Yet, as the camera lingers on a cracked alien egg, a tentacle suddenly slithers out, and the film ends with an ominous reminder. Life, in any form, always finds a way. So that's it. Hope you enjoy the story. subscribe, and press the bell icon for more videos.